Are you tired of waking up each day feeling the dread to go into work? Or maybe you want to turn your passion from being a hobby to a soulful business. Join the Soulful Entrepreneur Mentorship and learn how to make money doing what you love. We start this Thursday, June 13th. Sign up today at annalilia.net/mentorship. Hello, friend. Thank you so much for being here and listening to another episode of Breathe More. For today's episode, I wanted to talk about the importance of mindset. I think one of the things that makes me a very effective and unique coach is the fact that right away I'm able to pinpoint why my client or students are not accomplishing their goal. I pay attention to how they're speaking about things, their body language, the tone, and then also with my gift of being clairvoyant and intuitive, then I'm also able to quickly address, you know what? I think it's your inner child that's feeling unsafe in this moment. And it's why you're not showing up on social media and talking about what you have to offer to your community. Or I will say something like, as you were speaking, I'm hearing or I'm seeing like a teenage version of you that's really committed to this way of thinking. And this is the way that she feels that she's in control. And therefore, there's this resistance that's blocking you from taking action. Most of the time, actually, all of the time, it has resonated with my clients. And so, whenever someone chooses to work with me or, they're doing one of my group programs, this is how I help them manifest their goals at record speeds. Because I am able to help them quickly identify, like, why aren't you doing what you're supposed to be doing? What's going on? Like, we have this deadline and I still don't see you showing up, or are you talking about it? I see you hiding, avoiding. And so not only is there the accountability, but then there's also the mindset. And then with that, the healing that happens. So it's one thing to be able to shine light on something that might be blocking them or a belief, but then what do we do with that? Right? Like, what do we do with that lack of confidence, with not feeling safe taking up space, with worrying about what are people going to think if I go after my dreams? The fear of success. Lately, I've been having a lot of conversations with folks because I am enrolling in my Soulful Entrepreneur Mentorship. And deep down inside, there's also a fear of success because what are people going to do? And so I've been able to help them even in these like strategy calls to decide whether or not mentorship is the right fit for them. I start to help them identify like, okay, well, where does this fear come from? And most often it comes from a time in their childhood where a parent of them told them, don't brag about your straight A's or do really well in school, but like keep it to yourself. Don't flaunt, don't be proud, don't celebrate your successes because that might hurt someone else's feelings because they haven't accomplished that. All of this minimizing, not to mention contradictory like messages happening here, like be really great at what you do, but hide and don't let anyone know that this is what you're doing or these are your successes. And so oftentimes, again, even in a group setting, if this is coming up for someone in the group, we will probably drop into a mini healing session, a meditation to connect with that part of them that's feeling unsafe, unworthy, not confident, who doesn't believe in themselves. And so through this guidance, we're able to not only start to calm their nervous system, but then start to place within their unconscious mind a new belief that is going to support in the direction that they want to go in. And then that is what helps them break through and show up and have the successes that they wanted. I always tell folks the strategy part, the action steps, submitting your resume if you're just looking for a new corporate job, that still requires you looking at your energy. If you're just submitting 100 resumes without really being intentional, without checking in with your energy and taking ownership of what you're thinking, how you're feeling in that moment. Is there desperation? Is there a fear within you, a thought of feeling like, I'm never going to get a job? Or sometimes I have found with some of my clients that deep down inside, they actually don't want a new job in the same career. It would just be moving to something similar. And it's an area in their life that they've outgrown, but they don't see another option. So they just blindly continue to submit resumes. And then they're shocked why they don't get any responses, why they don't get an interview. Or maybe they get an interview, but they don't get the job offer. And so I help them to get quiet and still and start to reflect. Well, what are your thoughts around this job? And then they get really honest and they're like, yeah, I don't want it. I don't want that job. Right. So let's not be mad about the fact that you haven't gotten a new job because that is the energy that you are putting out there. So if you're in a place where you're like, yeah, Anna, but I need to make money. I have a family, I have bills to pay. So that's the only way that I can continue my life. And yes, deep down inside, I also want to do my own thing. I want to put out into the world my soul's purpose, but I don't know how to do that. And in the meantime, I need some cash. All right, we're not going to make that wrong. But there's still another way that you can approach looking for a part-time job, or even if it's another 9 to 5 job, where you can still change your way of viewing things and thinking about things. I always tell my clients, let's reframe. What's another reframe for your mind? Another way of thinking about things, viewing things. So, what if, for this example of I still need a job to pay my bills and support my family while I figure out how I can make into reality this passion of mine, do my soul's mission. So then the energy behind when you're submitting your resume is I cannot wait. I'm so grateful for this full-time job that's going to allow me to support my family, pay my bills, and also it's going to give me money to invest in my soulful business. Do you see how that has such a different tone and energy? And when you think about that, when you are like connected with your body and think about that different way of viewing another 9 to 5 job that you have to get, there's a softness, at least there was in my body. There isn't this resentment or dread or wanting to like not do it because deep down inside, that's not really what you want to continue doing. But if you come to a place of acceptance and just recognize, okay, well, this is where I am financially. And I am grateful that I am in a position and that I have the skills and I have the experience to be able to get another job. And I'm going to reach out to my network and I'm going to let them know what my current situation is. And I am going to manifest that job because, again, that job is going to allow me to have my needs met. That then is also going to help me move forward in taking action towards what really lights me up. There doesn't have to be this emotional charge around this 9 to 5 job, right? We can make it be neutral and view it, as I just said, from a place of gratitude. And this is just supporting me on the next step, as opposed to being angry, upset at yourself, hating on it, because that energy, consciously, unconsciously, is being picked up. Your resume will be completely passed. It won't even make it to the first round. It might get lost in the email world, internet, right? So you get my point. Working on our mindset as well is really important because it will show you how much you believe in yourself and how confident you are. Again, this is something that I coach so many of my soulful entrepreneurs around this, where right now I'm thinking of an example of a current client in my Dream Bigger Mastermind, where she's a yoga teacher and she's selling a retreat and it's coming up, like it's in 2 weeks. And she still has quite a bit of spots left. And so I continue to check in with her. How's it going? What are you doing? Are you doing X, Y, and Z? Are you reaching out to your network, like personally? Are you posting daily? Are you sending emails? Yes, 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 I've done everything. But then I can tell that her energy isn't fully aligned. She doesn't fully believe that she'll be able to sell it out. And energetically, what I'm picking up on is that she's kind of given up. She's just accepted that these are the number of people who have already signed up, and those are the only people who are attending. Because at this point, I have done everything that Anna has told me, and it just doesn't seem to be working, right? Like everybody already knows that I'm doing this retreat and no one else wants to go. Where in reality, where that might not even be the case at all. Again, regarding social media, like people rarely see our post. Only about 1 to 3% of our followers, I think for me, it's like 1% of my followers, and I have 12,000 followers, see my posts. So only 1,200 people come across my post when they open their app, even though I have 12,000 followers. So that's why it's important to be consistent, to change the messaging, to be playful as well and be creative, because you never know when someone's going to see our post. And also, you don't know when it's going to finally land for someone. And we're so distracted. Like so many self entrepreneurs, like they think that like everybody's opening up their emails, like everybody's like paying attention and watching all of their stories. Look at your analytics. Look at those numbers. That's giving you actual information of what's going on. So when you look at those numbers, you're able to see, oh, only like 20 people saw this story. Oh, only for this reel that I spent like 3 hours working on, people only spent 3 seconds watching it. And here I was like worried about making it perfect. And this is a very specific example around social media, but I think it's important because so many of you listening are self entrepreneurs. And it's just a reminder that, yeah, like be intentional of what you create, continue to show up and be consistent, but don't make it so serious either. Don't spend hours upon hours creating a single piece of content because people are just scrolling by, right? Hopefully they'll pause and read what you have to say, but most of the time that doesn't happen. So it's our job again to check in and take ownership of our thoughts and our emotions. How am I feeling? Am I feeling defeated? Am I feeling like nobody likes me? That might be a deeper unconscious thought of us giving up before we get the results that we want. People don't care. People don't want to work with me. And again, I've been doing this for 9 years. I have had those thoughts. Not that people don't like me. That's not a thing. I've never cared about that actually. Like, you don't like me? All right, whatever. Let's move on. It has been more the thought of, I don't understand. Like, I know I can help them. I've already helped them, whether it's through my free meditations or free workshops or my strategy calls that I also have for free for folks to do to see if my program is right for them or if our energies vibe. Sometimes there are people who have actually invested in a program of mine, and yet for whatever reason, they choose not to do the current program that I'm enrolling in. And there have been times where my younger self's like, but I don't understand. Like, I've already helped them get results, and I know I can help them get the next goal, like accomplish the next goal. And they're still saying no. What? So I can totally relate to those thoughts. And again, I have to connect with my inner child. I have to comfort her and let her know, you know what? It's nothing personal. Yeah, we have done everything, literally everything that's in our power and our control, right? And we do believe in our work. We do believe in the fact that we can help people get the results that they desire, but we can't do the work for people. They have to be the ones to decide and say yes. They have to figure out how they're going to fund it. And at the end of the day, it's not about us. It's like believing in themselves. That's another thing. where they have to trust, have a little bit of trust at least, that they are going to show up, that they are going to do the work, that they're going to follow through. And sometimes I work with people who have that belief within themselves. I just had a call recently, a sales call with someone who said, I feel like I never finish anything. I buy all these courses, all these programs, and I don't finish them. And then here I am still frustrated, not making enough money, wanting to burn everything to the ground. It's like, yeah. So let's work on that, those emotions. Let's regulate yourself. Let's get you to a place where can you find any evidence where you did complete something as well? Because doing something for 25 years, there needs to be some type of success. If not, you would not be doing it still, right? There would have to be some completion. So again, reframing, identifying what are those thoughts that are coming up that might be influencing the outcome that you're getting, which may not be the outcome you want. And then from there, if you're able to recognize, is there a younger self or a different part of me or someone else? Maybe it's like your mom's voice or a parental figure whose voice has become deeply ingrained in your mind that's telling you, don't do it. You're not going to succeed. You're going to fail. Hide, stay quiet. And so then that piece of clarity helps to start to reprogram, reframe, change the way that you're showing up. And if that exercise feels a little too advanced for you, no problem. You can also just write down like the limitations and then write down another way of viewing things, another reality, a list of evidence of when the opposite happened. And then we're going to really use the other way of thinking, the more empowering, the positive, the more expansive, or just the more neutral way of viewing things. And we're going to use that energy to then take the action that we need to take, whether it's submitting our resume or signing up for a program or reaching out to a client, showing up on social media, showing up for your clients, and just continue to do that. Rinse and repeat. That is the work in this world. So as I mentioned, I'm currently enrolling for my Soulful Entrepreneur Mentorship. We're actually starting this week. We're starting on Thursday, and I'm so excited. I already have 5 amazing souls who have said yes, and they're all different. Yes, there's some healers. There's also someone who doesn't have a soulful business, who works in finance. She has a corporate job, but there's something within her that wants to do more for her community. And so I had planted the seed. I'm like, why don't you do your own thing on the side? Because she does need the 9 to 5 right now. Why don't you just start creating like informational gatherings, events about finances? That's such a big topic for folks. Money, it's something that I've talked a lot about. And so since you love outreach, you love educating, that would be something that comes so easily to you and would create such a huge impact in your community. And then also it's something that you can make some extra money for you and your kids. So she loved that idea, decided to join our Soulful Entrepreneur Mentorship. We also have one of my clients, Lucy, the one who we had a few episodes behind. She's a body worker and she also is currently in my Dream Bigger Mastermind. And now she wants like the step-by-step on, okay, I'm making more money. I'm booked out. I'm feeling really confident and great, but I'm still feeling a little insecure about the business aspect. And so this program is a week by week, step by step, different topic that we're addressing, from strategy to marketing, mindset, of course, because everything that I do has to have mindset, and technology. So those are the 4 pillars that we're going to be focusing on in the Soulful Entrepreneur Mentorship, where you're going to learn exactly kind of like creating a business plan for a soulful business, but I'm guiding you each step so that you are doing it. It's taught live. I'm asking you questions. It's still customized. And then you also get so much support because we have Slack where we're using for additional coaching. That's the place where I can look at your materials, whatever you currently have. And then I'm so excited that my assistant, Cynthia, someone who I love dearly, she's been helping me grow my business for the last 3 years, if not 4 years now. And she does all the tech, the behind the scenes stuff, like the software, the creating the funnel flow, all of that. I do the creatives, I do the assets, and then she helps me with all the other stuff. So she has been generous enough to share her expertise also in the Soulful Entrepreneur Mentorship, where she's going to be able to answer any of your tech questions. She's also going to be teaching one of the workshops, one of the days, the curriculum around technology. Let's see, who else do we have? We have a Reiki healer who's been so afraid of being visible and has this deep desire to share her gifts with her community, but feels so stuck and scared. And we also have someone who he was thinking of joining the Soulful Entrepreneur Mentorship last year, attended my free workshops. We hopped on a sales call. We were DMing back and forth. And in the end, he didn't sign up. Well, a year went by. And guess what? He's still in the same place, struggling, feeling lost, not knowing what to do, struggling financially. And he attended my last free event, Calling in Confidence Clients in Cash, super engaged. And right on the spot, he decided to join. He's like, nope, I'm not doing this again. I'm not going to let a whole other year go by where I told myself I would figure it out alone, where I would piece together free resources to know what to do. And no, I have the same results and I'm tired of that. I truly want change now. And so he decided to join, and I can't wait to mentorship. I am so excited to guide you. Like, if any of this has resonated with you, if you have an idea that you want to birth out into the world, if you want to grow your business, if you want to take your glorified hobby and actually make it profitable, then the Soulful Entrepreneur Mentorship is the right program for you. It's 3 months. It is intensive, but you have my support 100%. And also, it's my most accessible, and when I say accessible, my most cheap. I hate using the word cheap, but it's the less expensive program that I have for you to get access to my coaching, to my healing, to my energy. And the reason why I decided to do that, like, I literally changed the price from last year. Last year was much more expensive. And so I made some adjustments to the program to make it more cost friendly, because I know that that's a big trigger for folks, especially when you're a soulful entrepreneur, like you're barely scraping by. You might not even be making any money. But I do believe in investing in yourself. And if you do want to make more money, that has been the only way that I have been able to grow my business, make more money, be more successful, be healed. Healed in the sense of I'm not struggling with my anxiety anymore, my depression. I know how to regulate myself. And I learned how to do all of that because I invested in mentors, in healers, in wellness practitioners, in courses to get me to this place. I tried to do it alone for many years and it got me nowhere. It got me burnt out, tired, spinning my wheels, not getting the results that I wanted. And similar to David, I'm like, enough is enough. Like, it's time for change, for growth. Like, I'm not wasting any more time anymore. And so I invite you to join the Self Entrepreneur Mentorship. We're starting this Thursday, June 13th at 3 p.m. Pacific time. For those of you who are saying, oh, that time doesn't work for me, I'm picking up the kids from camp or I'm still at my job. All the live calls are going to be recorded. So last year, I had a few people who weren't able to attend the live calls, but they watched the replays. And again, you still have access to my coaching. Like 5 days a week, I am in the Slack answering your questions. You can send me a video message. You can send me a voice message, and you're still going to have the results that you want. So can't wait to welcome the new group and see them on Thursday. And I hope that it's you. If you have questions, If you want to talk, I do offer free calls for us to talk and strategize. And I'll be completely honest. No, I don't think this is the right program for you. Or, yes, I would love to have you and mentor you and help you accomplish your business goals and help you be thriving while making a positive impact in the world. All right, friend, thank you for listening today. Check in with your mindset. It's everything, it's the foundation. And we will be connecting again real soon. Sending you so much love.